Bruce to block. Okay, Bruce. You got Minnie Mouse.
Minnie.
Very nice.
Great lady, a woman in film.
In sailing, what does the phrase rounding the horn mean?
Oh, no.
It means the captain is very lonely.
Two-time Emmy Award winner Bruce Vilanch is one of Hollywood's most successful comedy writers. Best known for his stints on Hollywood Squares, he wrote for nearly every award show, including 25 Oscar ceremonies, and crafted jokes for stars like Bette Midler, Whoopi Goldberg, and Robin Williams. But along the way, the 76-year-old also admits to having worked on more than a few epic clunkers. But unlike most writers, Vilanch doesn't shy away from his flops. Instead, he's decided to embrace them in his new book. It seemed like a bad idea at the time.
I got him!
The year was 1977, and George Lucas's box office phenom was so big, CBS decided to capitalize on it, producing a Star Wars TV spin-off. But not a sci-fi adventure, rather a variety show.
The Star Wars Holiday Special.
Featuring the original cast, Harrison Ford, Mark Hamill, and Carrie Fisher. One of the writers brought on to the ill-fated project, Bruce Vilanch, a variety show veteran, best known for Donnie and Marie.
If you could, in a phrase or a word, describe that special, what would it be?
It would be, I don't know, just a galactic calamity.
I got a chance to talk to him about it all, documented in his new book at Fort Lee, New Jersey's Barrymore Film Center.
The title of the book is It Seemed Like a
Bad Idea at the time.
And yet you still did it.
I still did it because people come to you with something and you go, well, that's just a terrible idea. How much are you paying? Well, I think I can see a way that I might make this work. My ass is ridden with bite marks from all the things I did during the 70s.
That's the spirit. You'll be celebrating Life Day before you know it.
The Star Wars Holiday Special premiered in primetime on November 17, 1978.
I did do nothing. I wrote grunts for Wookiee. But I think George was a little trepidatious because he had shot, the picture had been out 18 months, and he was about to start shooting The Empire Strikes Back, and he needed something to stir the pot, you know, and keep selling the action figures and stuff. So he had an idea.
So this was George Lucas's idea.
This was George Lucas's idea.
Out of the brain of the mastermind.
And he sold it to CBS as an original musical. And I don't think George actually watched a lot of television. I don't think George knew what a variety special was.
It's like a peanut butter and gefilte fish sandwich. They don't go together.
Matt Singer is a film critic for ScreenCrush.com and a Star Wars aficionado.
Is there a plot?
The plot of the Star Wars Holiday Special, a word I'm using generously, is that Chewbacca is trying to return home to his home planet for a holiday called Life Day, and his family is waiting for him there. That's it. There's dancing, there's musical numbers.
Just one more dance.
And CBS legends like Maude's B. Arthur, the Carol Burnett Show's Harvey Korman, and Art Carney from The Honeymooners. They were all absurdly dropped into the Star Wars universe to carry the dialogue for the non-English speaking Wookiees.
Hey, will you look at Lumpy? He's sure grown, huh? I think his voice has changed.
Universally panned by critics, viewers, and the Star Wars faithful, Lucas wanted to make sure it was never seen again. But the Force wasn't with him, thanks to YouTube.
We celebrate a day of peace.
He realized it was really nothing he wanted to be a part of. He hightailed it back to Marin to do pre-production on The Empire.
Would you describe this as the biggest misstep of your career?
Oh, gosh, no.
Perhaps that big misstep belongs to the Brady Bunch Variety Hour, the first of many Brady spin-offs that aired in 1976, 2 years after the original series was canceled. Vilanch was on board for all of the show's 9 episodes.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Brady Bunch.
There was a quote, one of the worst, if not the worst TV shows of all time was the Brady Bunch Variety Hour. Would you say that you agree?
Oh, yeah. I mean, you look at it now, most of these things now, I have been told, fall into the category of so bad they're good.
What's going on?
Greg wants to be a man.
Oh, well, that could be worse.
The Brady family moves to a Malibu beach house while starring in a weekly variety show. The original cast returned, except for actress Eve Plum, a.k.a. middle daughter Jan, who was replaced by Jerry Reichel, famously dubbed Fake Jan.
New Jan could sing.
Yeah, it was, yeah. I said it was 1 Tennille and 7 captains. Yeah. Florence could sing, dance, Broadway, Vegas, she could do everything. And Barry Williams and Maureen McCormick were pretty good. They went on to do some musicals in their life. The other kids were not great. That was the bad idea, to make them the hosts of a variety show in which they appeared as themselves, the Bradys, trying to do musical comedy stuff with guest stars who they had to relate to, like they knew who they were.
Hello, Brady's. You are a bunch, aren't you?
Where did that show go wrong?
The title alone, the Brady Bunch Variety Hour, where's the variety? You're talking about 8 white people who are up there in Bob Mack and Spangles, and they're that kind of a family. That was the first mistake. It was surreal, is what it was.
The real Jan was the only one who had the good sense to say, this is a bridge too far. I can't do this.
First of all, you have to tell people that if they remember the 70s, they weren't there. A lot of these ideas were conceived in clouds of smoke, and a lot of people were half-baked or fully baked when they were doing the shows. So nothing seemed that terrible because we were doing crazy stuff.
Do the hustle.
You know, there's nothing better than sitting here and watching it with you.
And it's not even as torturous as I thought it would be.
So much more in terms of his clunkerage, the Paul Lynde Halloween Hour, but he is one of the greatest comics. I wish I had more time to talk about it.
What a fantastic trip down memory lane.